Hello and welcome to another edition of Tea with Miss Nupe, your one and only show where we delve into the intersections of life, God, humanity, law and order, and all the issues that affect you on a daily basis. Today we are discussing another crucial issue that has the potential to transform our society, and this is the agent's need to pass the Community Service Bill in Ghana. Yes, there are numerous advantages to having community service here in Ghana. Some of them include the reduction in the overcrowded prisons that we have. Also, rehabilitation. It makes it easy for people to be rehabilitated, learn skills. And for me, the most important one of all is that the offenders are still able to stay with their families. If you're an offender and you're a breadwinner, you are not put away in prison. You do your community service and go back to do your normal work, and then you can continue to fend for your family. Yes, and then that bond that you need to establish with your children is still there and it's not curtailed. Let's define community service. Community service is a non-custodial form of sentencing, which often provides an alternative to imprisonment for certain offenders. It focuses on rehabilitation and reintegration rather than the punishment that usually people get. It is an unpaid work performed by an offender for the benefit of the community under the supervision of a designated authority. This sentencing option will be applicable to only non-violent offenders, petty crimes, first-time offenders, and other cases deemed appropriate by the court. It may include activities such as environmental cleanup, public infrastructure maintenance, assisting in social services, and many more. The decision to impose community service rests solely with the presiding judge, who will consider factors such as the nature of the offense, the offender's criminal history, and the potential benefits to the community. The offender must consent to doing community service. You don't impose it on them. If the judge deems it necessary to sentence them to community service instead of putting them away in prison. But if the person does not want it, you do not force that on them. The court will determine the number of hours required, proportional to the severity of the offense. This can range from a few hours to 2 weeks to 3 months to 6 months or even more. There will be a designated government department or non-profit organization that will oversee the execution of community service. Community service will serve a lot of great purpose for us because most times there are people whose punishment is not commensurate with the offense. And that is why we need to push for the passage of the Community Service Bill. One thing we need to know is that when there's community service in Ghana, it will help to reduce recidivism. Yes, it reduces recidivism in the country. Because if somebody committed a petty offense and you take the person to prison and they mingle with hardened criminals, these hardened criminals will teach them the hard ways. So when they get out of prison, they end up committing severe crimes and then they go back. So to reduce hardened criminals or recidivists, we have to push for the passage of Community Service Bill. Offenders are required to adhere strictly to the Community Service schedule and guidelines. Any breach of these terms, such as failure to complete the required hours or inappropriate conduct, will be reported to the court, and the person would have to get severe punishment or be sentenced to prison instead. Like I earlier stated, community service encourages the reintegration of offenders into society. It fosters a culture of responsibility and community involvement. You see people do whatever they have to do in the same community. They get to mingle with their family, their children get to see them. There is still that bond where people will not lose out on seeing their loved ones for so many years. This act will represent a progressive step towards a more balanced and humane justice system in Ghana. By focusing on rehabilitation and restorative justice, the Act seeks to empower offenders to make positive contributions to society while alleviating the challenges associated with overcrowded prisons. I'll conclude by saying that let's all come together to advocate for this bill to be passed and build a brighter, more united Ghana. Your voice matters, your actions count. Together, we all can make a great difference. My beautiful outfit is as usual from Dear Essence. Do well to contact them on 0261 417902 for all your beautiful outfits and accessories. Thank you for joining me today on Tea with Miss Nupe. Stay tuned for more insightful discussions in the coming days. And remember, community service is not just an act, it's a responsibility. Take care and have a great day.